Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this MSI Gaming G series. Alright, this is model GE72 6QD Apache Pro. Alright, let's see if there's a model number on the bottom. MS-1795. Alright, and I guess that's pretty much it. Anyways, let's go ahead and open this thing up. We're going to use a JIS1 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. Interestingly enough, there are two holes here. It looks like this one has a little battery like reset button. So you can use a little pin needle to push on there, press and hold for about 15 seconds to do a battery reset if for some reason your computer's not powering up properly. Right, anyways, we're going to remove all these screws. You want to keep them in order. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got like, I just go in rows. So basically I would be like 4 here, maybe 3 here. I might add this one like close by, but you get the idea. Just put it in the pattern you remove them, and then that way you can put it back the same way. All right, it looks like a screw is missing there, so I'm gonna have to remember that. All right, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. All right, so this computer's running super slow. And I've determined that it's a bad hard drive or SSD, so we're going to be upgrading it. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove all these screws. Continue removing all these screws. Alright, also, if I didn't already mention, if this video helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. And if you can't do that, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. All right, it lets people, or it lets YouTube know that my videos are interesting. But I guess if it's not interesting to you, then yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and continue removing all these screws. All right, and yeah, it's a lot of screws to remember, but hopefully you'll be able to keep track of all of them. So far, it looks like these screws look to be about the same length, but I usually don't like to assume that they're the same because sometimes they can be just barely different, and then putting them in the wrong spot is enough to destroy your whole computer. So you want to be very careful with that, okay? Continue getting all these screws out. Here. Alright, and hopefully this bottom cover will come off easily. I believe we can now remove the CD drive. Let's see. Yep. So the optical disk drive is held in with the screw right here. You can see how it has this little metal thing that holds it. The screw will hold it in place. So if you're just planning to remove the optical disk drive, you only need to remove that one screw. And this kind of thing you can pop open with a folded out paper clip. So you just get, there's a little hole here. Actually, maybe not this one. Oh yeah, okay, so there we go. Sometimes the hole is a little bit too small, and when you push that, it actually pulls back this little hook there. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see here. So if you go in there, you can see it moves that hook out of the way. All right, anyways, we'll close that up. We don't need to open that. You can replace this with 2.5-inch SATA drive adapter. This is the thinner model, I believe. I think it's like a 9mm or 9.5mm, and then it's the SATA connector. So if you want to replace that, yeah, you can. All right, you do need to replace this bezel if you don't want to have this big hole here like that, but it's not necessary. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get this out. So usually the way I get the bottom cover open, let's see if it works with this model. I'll get my fingernails in the gap of the cover, and then I'll push with my thumbs here. If that doesn't work, we might have to rotate it this way and then do the same thing but from this side. So fingernails in there, get in the gap, and then push with your thumbs here. You can see actually it's popping out really easily. Alright, so we're going to just go around the outer edges. You can see we already got like a lot of this open. Let's see if we can pop out the sides here. So same thing, just get your fingernails in the gap and then push with your thumb on the back. And on this side it seems like it's going to be a little tricky, and I believe that's because the headphone and audio jack are stuck there. So we're actually going to go on this side. Okay, work your way up, and then it looks like there's some clips that are stuck here. So let's see, how does this come out? We're just continue working our way up the side here. Okay, and there we go. So there's a little gap here. I just slid my fingernail in there. You can use plastic pry tools, obviously. So I'm going to continue going along the back here, and it's all coming out. So once you get this side, and this side out, because the headphone jack's here, we should be able to lift it this way and then slide it over that way to clear the headphone and audio jacks. Alright, so there we go. We got that open. Looks a little dusty, but nothing too crazy. I'm going to just use a toothbrush, kind of scrub it up and then clean it out. And does this not have an M.2 slot? Oh, it does. Okay, so there's an M.2 slot here. I believe that's going to be PCIe NVMe. What I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be removing the SATA drive here, because SATA drives are slow and we don't need this slow SATA drive causing problems. Alright, we actually can just remove this one screw, and after you remove that screw you can actually pull this back and pull that out. But I'm going to remove this little metal bracket, and I'm going to leave this bracket inside here. Sadly, it doesn't have a way to kind of keep the screws in place, so I'm going to have to use some tape to hold it there. Alright, and is it missing a screw? So there's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive here. Okay, and that was like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this screw back in. Okay, and I'm trying to hold the bracket in place right now. Oh, I probably should have got a thumbnail before I did that. Can you just put this here just as like a prop, not actually mounted all the way back in? Okay, I'm just going to put that in there kind of as a prop so you can kind of see what's going on, and then we'll get a thumbnail there just in case I didn't get one earlier. Alright, we're going to take this back out. Alright, so let's see what we have here. You got the battery here. There's just one screw holding that in place. Alright, so you can remove this screw. Once you do that, you can actually swing this up just like that, and that's how you remove the battery. Very simple. Battery model number is BTY-M6H. Right there, BTY-M6H. So if you need to replace your battery, get that. Alright, so the thing goes back here, swings down. Make sure to line all of this up. Okay, and click that in place. Actually, I think it doesn't need to swing down, so actually you can just plop it straight down. Interesting. Okay, then we'll get this screw back in. Let's see what else is here. Not really anything in there. Okay, CPU is soldered to the motherboard. You can't really do anything with that. You got the RAM here. Pull the two tabs to the side like this. It pops up. Then you go ahead and pull it out. And this is PC4 2133P. Sorry, PC4 2133P. This isn't a very common speed or type of this RAM, I believe, because I don't see this very often. But yeah, PC4 2133P. So they have 16 gigs of RAM here. You can upgrade it if you want. You can get two 16 gig sticks and put that. Usually I try and again keep the same speed, which is that PC4 2133P or something. Alright, I don't know why, but they made the optical disk drive connector replaceable. So two screws, then you can pull that out. There's an CR2032 CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery here. And to remove that, usually you just use a screwdriver or something and you push it over, and then you can pull this up. Alright, is it holding in there really strong? So usually I'll use the screwdriver to push this in, but they have this little, I don't know what this clip is in the way here. I've never seen that before. I don't want to mess around with it too much because it's not dead, but I would assume you can push this further in a little bit, enough to kind of get this out. And yeah, I don't want to pry too hard, but it looks like there's 2 clips here like the usual model. Alright, there's also this button that you can see through the hole of the bottom cover like I mentioned earlier. I don't know why there's a hole in the middle. Maybe that's so if you don't know what you're doing, you'll press in there and then damage something, because there's nothing in the center right there. Okay, so you want to be careful, make sure you don't accidentally push the needle through on that, which is up and slightly over here. But anyways, we're going to get the M.2 SSD here. Hopefully it supports M.2 PCIe NVMe SSDs. I would assume so, because it uses DDR4 or PC4 RAM. Okay, we got a 980 Pro 2 terabyte SSD. We're gonna cut this open and install that. All right, so let me cut that open here real quick. All right, and this was on sale. The price was pretty good, so I don't remember what it was, but compared to other SSDs, it was a decent price. So we're gonna get that in. I put it in at an angle and I pinched the whole thing. Okay, sorry I'm not really zooming in and out here for you guys. Normally I would, but I'm just trying to get this done quick. All right, so we got that in. We're gonna get the screw back here. Get this down, line that up. Okay, make sure that it goes down into that little groove. You can see this has a little raised part here. Let me see if I can zoom in. I have screws in the way, so I can't really move the laptop around too much. But there's a raised thing here, so that way when it's in that groove, it can't move side to side. Okay, so make sure you get the SSD in that groove. You don't want it on top of it, because then if you screw this down, you'll end up cracking the SSD. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Let me see if I can show you more close up. Here's the touchpad buttons with the ribbon cable. This is a ZIF connector. There's a flip latch here. I don't want to lift that out because I don't want to mess around with it. There's another connector here. I'm not sure what this is for, but yeah, it could be for the touchpad. There's an empty connector slot here. There's the speaker connector there. You grab the wings, you kind of wiggle and pull it out, and that speaker connects to the other speaker over here. Let me actually zoom out because yeah, that's a lot of stuff to show here. And these aren't held in with screws. You can actually just lift it out, but you kind of have to wiggle it because the thing is kind of held with the little plastic going over. Yeah, I don't want to take it out and then have to mess around with it. But what else? Wireless card is here. You can disconnect it by pulling up on the tail. Just pull straight up and you can disconnect the antennas. I don't like to mess around with these if I don't have to, because sometimes the solder is really bad and then those break. Fan connectors here. You can grab the wings, wiggle and pull it out. But it looks like if you want to replace or remove the fans, you need to remove the entire heatsink or remove the motherboard, flip it upside down, and then these screws kind of hold the fans to this heatsink assembly. All right. And you can technically replace the fan separately. Okay, there's this USB SD card slot board here, and that has a cable running underneath this speaker. Oh, where'd this random screw come from? There's a random screw loose in here, and it was stuck to that speaker. Luckily, it didn't hit anything. I might have to check and see if I can figure out where that screw came from. Maybe it came from this because it's missing one, or is... Let me see. Does this have a... Okay, no, there's a hole here that goes straight to there, so make sure you don't put random screws where you don't know where it's coming from. So you got those 4, that's fine. You got this one. Let's see, do I see any other screw mounts missing screws? So we got these 2. Okay, got that guy. Then we got this one that goes all the way down there. We got this one here, this one here. Okay, we got these 2, we got that one, this one, that one, okay, this one, and these 2. So right now I don't see where that screw might have come from. Let me look around in here and see. Huh. Yeah, I don't see where that screw might have come from, so it just, I don't know, it somehow got thrown in there. Am Am I missing anything here? What about this? No, that was one. Yes, I don't know. I don't know where this screw came from. The threads are also pretty thin. It's more narrow than all the other screws. So, kind of strange. I don't know where it came from. Anyways, I'm going to clean the dust off of this and I'll be back. So, I'll see you guys in a bit. And then we're going to try and boot to install Windows on here. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alright, I'm back. And I just realized where that screw came from. So this heatsink is missing a screw. Interesting. I don't know how that came out, but hopefully this is... Yep, okay, that's it. So I don't know how that lost a screw, but I bet... Oh, this one's loose as well. Jeez. That's not good. I hope it was cooling okay. Maybe it was overheating. What is going on here? Okay, all the CPU screws were loose. Crazy. GPU screws seem okay for the most part. It's a tiny bit loose, but that was crazy. How can... Alright, hopefully the thermal stuff is okay. As you can see, I noticed when I was cleaning it that this thing is loose as well. So I don't know if... Let me take the battery out. We'll see if we can put some super glue there to fix it. Okay, I don't know how that broke. Pull this up, and yeah, that's... Whoa. I think someone tried to glue it, but it didn't work. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and try and glue this a bit better. So I have... Ouch. What happened with my super glue? It sealed itself shut. Can I open this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna get this. Oh shoot, the blue lid completely sealed itself. Give me a second, I'll be back. I need to get this open. Alright, so I got it open. Let's go ahead and get some of the glue on here. So we're gonna put a little here. Careful. Okay. And let's see here. Where do we... Okay. It looks like, again, like somebody tried to already glue this. So. And we'll see. Alright. Hopefully that doesn't glue itself to anything else. Flip this back over and get that in place. Yeah, it looks like somebody tried to glue this and I don't know if it's going to stick now, but we'll see. I'm going to hold this for about... Oh. Yeah, I don't think it's seating right because somebody tried to glue it before, but we'll find out. I'll hold this down for about 30 seconds or so, and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Okay, yeah, I held this here for well over 30 seconds and it still comes loose. So I'm going to try and just clean off the super glue now, I guess, since it's not going to hold. Try and just dry off the excess. I don't know what they put in there, but it's, whatever it is, it's not letting this thing set. Okay, so I guess we're gonna just leave it like that because that's how it was. Alright, we got the SSD and everything in there. We're gonna go ahead and put the battery back in. Stay down, please. Okay, drop that in. Get the battery in. Okay, and again, since this doesn't have anything holding it, I'm just going to put the screws there and then I'm going to put some tape on top to keep the screws from falling out. Alright. Let's just use some masking tape here. This. Okay. So we'll just get some masking tape here. And we'll just wrap it on there. Okay. And that will just hold the screw in place so it doesn't roll around. Same thing on the other side. Oops. Wrap that around, wrap that around. There we go. Okay. And hopefully that should hold well. I don't want this to come out. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. Next thing we got, we're gonna put the bottom cover back on, and then we're gonna go ahead and reinstall Windows on here. Okay, so again, we're gonna have to get the little headphone jacks in first. So we're gonna tilt this sideways at an angle, line that up, get that in. Once you get that in here, like that, like that, then you can go ahead and let this side go down and click all of this back down. Perfect. Let's get the CD drive, optical disk drive back in place, or if you're using the hard drive adapter, then you can put that. Okay, and get that all in. All right, now we just got to put all these screws back and we should be good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos, and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. But yeah, other than that, I guess you can stay if you want. I'm going to be attempting to reinstall Windows on here, so I'll kind of show how to hopefully boot to an external USB boot device. All right, and then basically Windows install is the same as always. Just run Windows updates after you're done several times. I do a bunch of other optimizing stuff, but that's a secret. Just kidding. I have a video of that, I believe, somewhere, but it would be too much to put that on every single video, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish getting all these screws in here. I think I accidentally pushed the screws further up, so they kind of combined a little bit there. But let's see, we'll get all these back in. Yeah, all these screws look to be, on the bottom at least, the same. So at least there's that. Okay. And hopefully the battery on this thing is charged. I don't know if it is. If not, I'm going to have to go see if I can get the charger. Okay. And last screw. Perfect. Alright, let's flip this guy over. Open this thing up and let's power it on. Usually gaming laptops you have to hold it, so let's see. Nope. Okay, let me go get the charger and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, got it plugged in. Let's see now. Okay, it is powering on. And usually I think MSI is what, F7 or F8 to go to the boot? Okay, well, it went to the BIOS on its own. GE72 6QD MS-1795, that's the model name. Okay, so in here we have the boot, and it's gonna boot whatever, I believe. I don't see a thing that tells me which button to press. Usually SATA mode do AHCI for most compatibility. If you're trying to do RAID, then you want two good drives to combine. But anyways, I don't see any other stuff here I need to mess with. Okay, I'm gonna just save changes and reset. I don't know which one is the MSI one key like press to go to the boot options. Let's try F12. It's probably just gonna on its own boot to the, okay, F12 says checking media presence. I'm probably gonna have to look up how to do the one key boot thing because it's not finding, oh, I'm dumb. I didn't plug in my USB. Alright. So, I'm going to plug in my Windows 10 USB here. Okay, oops, I didn't click all the clips back into place. We're going to Control-Delete here. Oops, I pause braked. feels like stuff is stuck under the keyboard here. Is that a crumb or is that, what is that? There's something stuck under there. Oh, it got shoved under. Come back out. I don't know what's under that key. Be careful with food and stuff around your keyboard because stuff get caught in there and then you can't press the keys down all the way. I don't know what is that? I don't know what that is. Shell from something, a bug. Press this down all the way now. Good. All right. We're gonna Control Delete here, and let's try F12. Checking media presence. Checking media presence. I don't know if that's what it is. It's not doing what I want it to. I'm gonna have to look it up. I think it usually it's like I think F7. There you go. So now I don't know, it probably just did that by itself because there's no OS or anything. So if you need to know how to boot from a one-time like boot device, let me know. I can Google it for you, but you can probably just Google MSI boot from whatever and you can find it. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna do the Windows install and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.